Good morning, everybody. Buongiorno, signor Ministro, signori Ministri, autorità, signor Presidente della Regione, amici da tutto il mondo. This is we start with the award ceremony that coincides with the official opening of the 14th International Exhibition directed by Rem Koolhaas. Just almost everything has been said or written, so we are not going back to describe the intentions of Rem and the way this exhibition has been shaped and the role of the different voices that in the end result in a sort of choral research exhibition, as we like to call it. The framework of the awards has been changed relatively to what has been done in previous biennales, just to follow, just in accordance with the different structure and frame of the exhibition, as according to what Rem has been doing and planning and doing. Usually we had one golden lion for the participating countries, but given the exceptional role that the pavilion of the participating countries have been playing in this exhibition, following the suggestion of Rem to engage themselves into the theme absorbing modernity, we have increased the number of awards for the foreign pavilions who have become relevant participants in this Biennale, so more than any time, at least in my knowledge. At the same time, the main exhibition, being an exhibition on architecture and not on architects, that leads to a change in the, as I say, in the framework of the awards. There will, of course, be no award for the exhibition elements, which is included. The award is included in the appreciation we have for our director, and I can't give a golden lion to him. He has already got a golden lion, so I mean, any replica would be in excess. The list of awards that follows goes, or the way with which we start, goes to the project that has been realized by a group of young architects, and not only architects, in the Corderie within the section Monditalia. So, but before we go into we start the award ceremony, I would ask Rem if he wants to have, and if he wants to give us some remarks on which is useful and valuable at this time.
Thank you very much. This is a Biennale based on a number of paradoxes, and I want to indicate a few of them. Because I felt a great urgency about the state of architecture today, I organized a Biennale that did not talk about the present. Because I wanted to unleash the individual energies of each participating country, I all asked them to do the same thing. Because I wanted to talk about the state of the world, we focused on Italy as an exemplary country. Because I wanted to talk about architecture, I dismantled architecture in its smallest parts. So the exhibition you see is basically the result of all those paradoxes, and I'm extremely happy that particularly the decision to not talk about the current situation actually liberated an enormous energy and depth, potential depth, to look backward, to look at the present, and to look forward. I want to thank a number of people, not because it's my duty, but I was deeply grateful to Paola Borata and the entire Biennale for their appetite for change, and it really was an appetite. I think it's very impressive, but of course also totally pragmatic that the longest Biennale, the Biennale that exists the longest time, and that has been followed and copied almost endlessly to the point of complete Biennale fatigue, is both interested and obliged to rethink itself. And I'm very happy that I could contribute to the beginning of that kind of rethinking. I am very, very happy to the curators of the individual countries who did not feel constrained by my suggestion, but who actually went beyond my wildest dreams and expectations in unearthing things that I was not remotely aware of. What also satisfies me very much is that this Biennale, in terms of its overall density and depth, has definitively eliminated the Western and Eurocentric perspective that is almost integral to the DNA of the Biennale in general. I also want to thank the jury very much, because this was one jury that is unusual to the degree that it is not composed of architects and not composed of the kind of professionals that typically judges the architectural entries. And of course, that unprofessional dimension was very deliberate on my part. And I think I found a jury that actually mirrored the intensity of the individual pavilions' density with an almost enormous, inexhaustible attention. And I'm very grateful to them. I'm very grateful to my team because there's a fundamental problem in our architecture today that figureheads seem to stand for the whole. But in this particular case, this Biennale is really an effort not only of a team, because team is a very abstract term, but the result of a series of extremely gifted and ambitious individuals that for a large extent are also not recruited from the domain of architecture, but that for some reasons have committed themselves to working within and on and around architecture. And so therefore the names I name are not the complete list, but they stand for a team of about kind of 20 people that are the real authors of this Biennale. So I think Ippolito Pestolini for his conception of Monditalia. I thank Federico Martelli and all his partners for the conception of the elements of architecture pavilion. And I thank also my two partners in this effort, Stefan Truby and Manfredo de Robeland. Finally, I want to say that for me, this Biennale represents also an important moment in terms of exhibition making and in terms of the integration of content and the art of typography, and reveals that with an intelligent typography, even very complex issues can be made accessible, and for that I thank my partner in crime, Irma Boom. Thank you.
Being a president, I can't avoid giving you some figures. And I want to thank the number of journalists who are visiting us in these days, who are participating to the vernissage. The registered and present journalists are in number of 1,350, of which the majority from other countries.
I've noticed.
With an increase of more than 25% relatively to the last Biennale. The length of the Biennale, of the exhibition has been doubled, so you multiply by 2, and 3 months become 6 months. The number of, if I may intrude for a minute in your work, I mean, we have a sort of a calculation of how many young people have been working with you, around you, in your project. I mean the exhibition of REM, which means the Padiglione Centrale and the Monditalia, and we have reached number of 187, which therefore it's a choir of 187 voices, which almost even become difficult to conduct. I want to thank the director of theatre, of music and of dance of the Biennale, who have accepted the invitation of REM to be within the Arsenale and to bring into the Arsenale and to all their programs for this year. There will be 65 performances during these 6 months, distributed along the time in the corderie, which were rehearsals or representations. And this gives to Monditalia and to this Biennale one more flavor. As I said, this time all the Biennale is in the Biennale, because we have, all of us are here or will be here in these 6 months, which will be enriched by seminars, meetings organized always by Rem and his team within the corderie. And I want to thank the director of cinema for having been with us in the choice and of the films that are in the corderie that Rem decided to show in 81 screens, where Italy shows herself through the capability of her photographers and of directors. So I mean, if I may come back to the final statistical data I want to give you is that the number of participants to the vernissage is getting very, very near to the number of participants of the Biennale of Art, which is for us something definitely new, and that tells us that the choice to bring the younger sister in the same condition as the older one, of the elder one, is a choice that has been understood, followed, of course, much helped by the original shape that the Biennale has, thanks to the energy of Rem, whom I want to thank you, of course with all his team, and my final thank is, of course, to the Biennale itself. I mean, they have been doing, as usual, a lot of work. The problem is that now, I don't know when they, given our program for the future, dance, theatre, music, cinema, and so on and so on, and preparing the Biennale of Art, the problem of when they will take some day of holidays becomes a serious problem. I'll have to discuss it with the trade unions. So let's start with the award ceremony. Golden Lion for Lifetime Achievement goes to Phyllis Lambert, whom I invite to join us on the floor. Rem, please read the motivation.
Phyllis, I read the motivation that I have myself written, but I don't, unfortunately, it doesn't do full justice to your qualities. Not as an architect, but as a client and custodian, Phyllis Lambert has made a huge contribution to architecture. Without her participation, one of the rare realizations of perfection on Earth, the Seagram Building in New York, would not have happened. Her creation of the Canadian Centre of Architecture in Montreal combines vision with a rare generosity to preserve crucial episodes of architecture's heritage and to study them under ideal conditions. And there are many in this room who have benefited from this generosity. Architects make architecture. Phyllis Lambert made architects. But beyond all these cliches, I want to say one more important thing. Certain people simply change a field through their force and through their forcefulness, and it is not necessarily present in any detail, but it's simply the effect of a temperament, a body and an energy, and you are one of these people, and I think that is the most important contribution you made. Thank you.
The photographer.
Oh, I have to go now.
Those cameras. Those cameras.
Caro Signor Barata, dear Rem Koolhaas, it is glorious to be so exquisitely recognized by one's peers. I wish to thank you and everyone of the 14th Biennale, International Architectural Exhibition of the Venice Biennale. This Biennale, Fundamentals, returns to architecture in a significant way. To me, it signals a renewal. It engages the real purposes of architecture, turning its back on bolstering egos. It recognizes the extent of architecture's essential, civilizing role in society. It recognizes the essence of architecture as a public concern. The present unprecedented rate of growth of cities and populations marks the heightened, unprecedented, and urgent cultural role of architecture writ large in unfolding of the world's increasingly challenging living contexts, as Rem puts it, the social and ecological conditions worldwide. The demands of research are more than ever. The need for questioning is more than ever. The need for interdisciplinary action demanding great design and formidable talent is needed more than ever. It is my splendid privilege to continue on this road. And in Italiano, roar!
Now, we open the second part, assignment of the awards. Please, Rem, you may invite the jury to join us on the floor.
I would like to introduce the members of the jury in this sequence. Brechtje van der Haak, filmmaker and television maker in the Netherlands. Mitel Korbu, the director of a think tank, Pink Tank, in Dubai. Kunda Adeyemi, a Nigerian architect in Lagos and Amsterdam. Francesco Banderin, director for culture at UNESCO, and Huan Wu, director of Maxi. You hear from all the different professions that it is really a very diverse jury, and in my view that was necessary because to create an equality in terms of the diversity of the pavilions.
There is a statement of the jury. Yep. Are you going?
Okay. Good morning to everybody, and thanks. Before we go for the ceremony and the motivations for the different prizes, the jury would like to share with you, in a very few lines, an overarching assessment of our experience. We visited in the past 4 days 65 pavilions and 41 projects in the Monte Italia, so over 100 installations. It was a real marathon, but I can tell you a very, very interesting and enriching one. This is our overarching statement. The jury wishes to recognize the extraordinary achievement of this Biennale as an effective machine for the production and dissemination of knowledge. In particular, the theme Fundamentals exposes modernity as a vehicle for social, cultural, and geopolitical transformations. It shows that modernity has not only been absorbed, but also adapted, rejected, and critically transformed. As such, the jury also recognizes the potential of global contributions to this discussion from rapidly emerging regions of the world that are not yet adequately represented in this Biennale, and notably many African countries and India, among others. Thank you.
Assignment of 3 special mentions to research projects of the section Monte Italia. Special mention goes to radical pedagogies, action, reaction, interaction. I invite Beatriz Colomina to join us. The award will be given by Kunle Adeyemi, please. Adeyemi reads the motivation while the team of Beatriz is joining us. Wow.
The project illustrates how Italian architectural thinking was disseminated and impacted in different parts of the world. It highlights the emergence of new poles of architectural thinking in the current world and makes these accessible as a living archive. The research project is part of an ongoing global project that shows that knowledge is produced, developed in a networked way beyond national borders and national identities.
Thank you very much. we are, of course, very honored with this award. We were already incredibly proud to be part of this Biennale that was dedicated to ideas. And for that, of course, this was very important. Our project of radical pedagogy treats pedagogy precisely as a fundamental. And our approach is also radical in the sense that it's a radical collaboration, as you can see with all the people on the stage, very much in the spirit of the radical experiments that we studied in the 60s and 70s. So the radical means that the distinctions between the professor and the teacher becomes blurred, and another kind of possible word becomes available. So in that sense, I want to introduce you to the members of my team: Britt Ebersol, Ignacio González Galán, Federica Vanucci, Evangelos Kotsoris, Ana Maria Meister are all part of the research team. The design was done by Cristobal Amunategui and Alejandro Valdés. Cristobal is also a PhD from Princeton, and they have a practice in Chile. And the graphic design was done by Pablo González. And very important, the web platform and the augmented reality was done by Ethel Barahona and Cesar Reyes. We are also very grateful to the 48 people that, including ourselves, contributed tests to this research, and we encourage you to keep contributing, because this is, of course, still a very much an alive project. I also want to thank very much the team of OME and the team of the Biennale, which has been really, really amazing. Thank you very much.
Second special mention goes to Intermundia. The award will be received by Ana Dana Beros. The award will be presented by Bretke van der Haak, who reads the motivation, please.
Echoing the ongoing tragedy of Lampedusa, this project evokes with new documentation and through an immersive experience the reality of migration and border crossing from the south to the north as a defining element of today's European societies.
On behalf of my team, I like to thank the jury. I like to thank Paolo Barata and Rem Koolhassen for recognizing this project, which is kind of elemental and basic and focusing on the erosion of social security of each and every one of us. I'd like to mention my collaborators, without whom this wouldn't be possible: Bojan Gagic, sound artist, Rafaela Dražić, the graphic designer, Arki Scott, who helped with the research, others. Thank you.
Third special mention goes to Italian Limes. The award will be received by Marco Ferrari, Elisa Pasquale, Delfino Legnani and Pietro Leoni. Juan Ru reads the motivation.
The project deals with the question of borders in the European context by showing how climate change and new technologies impact on territorial delimitation in the north of Italy. It demonstrates how intra-European borders move, revealing tension between self-protection and free circulation. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Paolo Baratta, and Curator Rem Koolhaas, and the whole Monditalia team for letting us participate into this really outstanding Biennale, and all our team, Delfino, Pietro, Elisa, Claudia, and Alessandro, for the great effort they did in this project. Thank you.
Now comes the Silver Lion for the best research project of the section Monditalia. The award will be given by Angela Vettese, City Councillor for Culture, whom I invite on the stage. The Silver Lion goes to Sales Oddity, Milano 2, and the Politics of Direct-to-Home TV Urbanism. The motivation will be read by Mr. Bandarin, President of the jury.
Thank you. The project presents critically a fundamental aspect of modern societies, how the power of media occupies other social spaces, both physically and politically. It is based on an innovative research combining surveys and interviews with planners and residents and reappropriation of the mass media language. While the project is based on an Italian case, this issue is present in many international contexts dominated by contemporary technological and neoliberal cultures.
Thank you. I invite André Jacques to receive the award.
Yes, Miguel and Roberto and Alberto. Well, I'm super happy with this award. I'm very honored. It's been such a hard work, and we're very happy to have been invited for the first place in this very special biennial. To really get to account for Mediaset and Milano 2's urbanism, transmedia urbanism, we really had to organize a network of people that were symmetrically complex to the urbanism that we were producing. People that were working in the distance because each one was in a different country, and people that were very differently relating to this urbanism. From neighbors that we interviewed so many and they helped us to even photograph their homes, to people that had been working in Mediaset, in Publitalia, to researchers, to people that were somehow critical to that. And with that we organized this material that could convey the complexity of this urbanism, its crisis, but also its possibilities and its potential to embody the political in a very different way. Thank you so much.
You deserve the box as well. We now go on with the awards to national participations. We have 3 special mentions. The first one goes to Canada. Arctic adaptations, Nunavut at 15. Mitra Kubro, please join me.
Thank you. A special mention goes to Canada for Arctic adaptation for its in-depth study of how modernity adapts to unique climatic condition and a local minority culture. Congrats.
Thank you so much to the jury. It was an amazing amount of work over the last year, which we really enjoyed and has enlightened, I think, our own minds. We had a 62-person team covering the entire pan-Canadian north, south, east, west, rallying around 3 parallel projects, and we've had just an amazing time working on it, and we look forward to returning the project back to Canada and hoping to create greater enlightenment also within our own country. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Second special mention goes to France. Jean-Louis Cohen. Kunle, please.
A special mention goes to France for modernity, promise or menace, for addressing the success and traumas embedded in its utopian visions of modernity.
Thanks very much. First of all, I would like to thank the team, the wonderful team that worked on the project. The assistant Vanessa Grossman, Terry Vendamish, who directed the film on the 4 screens of the pavilion, and Projectile, Reza Azar, Hervé Boutet, Daniel Messaros, who conceived the installation. So as you understand, it's a teamwork. There are also external participants to the team. I would name only 2, Jacques Tati, Jean Prouvé, Jean-Luc Godard. Responding to the questions raised by Rem Koolhaas in this Biennale was a very exciting exercise, and I would say that 34 years after a Biennale in which the force of nostalgia was very overwhelming, dealing today with the stimulating views of the past, still raising issues, still bringing forward menaces, threats, negative experiences, but also extremely valid and still stimulating inputs was a great adventure. Thank you.
Third special mention goes to Russia. Fair enough. Russia's past, our present. Pretty bad at Haag reads the motivation. You can.
The special mention goes to Russia for Fair Enough Russia's Past, Our Present, for showcasing the contemporary language of commercialization of architecture.
I would like, first of all, thank Strelka Institute for Architecture, Media and Design, which representatives we are, which we were chosen, and it is an institution which appeared in Moscow only 4 years ago, and first time was represented at Biennale, so I think it's just the beginning of results, and I believe that I'm really proud that I represented this institution, and first of all I want to say thank you to Varvara Melnikova, who is the director of the institute, and Alexander Mamut, who is supporting it. Thank you again. And I just want to mention our members of our team. Besides 3 of us curators, we had an amazing support of our producer Natasha Boyka, who I really appreciate, and she made, you cannot imagine how much, really. And Masha Kosareva is a designer who produces immense amount. If you saw a pavilion, it's only her and 2 people. It's amazing, really, trust me. Thank you guys, I really appreciate it.
Sorry, my name's Brendan McGettrick, together with Anton Kolgayev and Dasha Parman-Manova. I am one of the curators. The only thing I want to add to what she said, in addition to the important partners that we had to make this exhibition possible, is I think it's really important to use this opportunity to acknowledge the architects, artists, and designers of Russia. It's their experimentation and radicality and imagination that produced the commonwealth of still vital ideas that our exhibition is dedicated to, and that hopefully it contributes to in some small way.
Hi, my name is Anton Kolgayev, and actually I'm also the curator of this pavilion. A lot of was mentioned, but also I'd like to especially thank all our partners, all our performers, who now are working in the pavilion last day. Yeah, thank you.
Last but one, Silver Lion for the national participation of the exhibition. The award will be given by Luca Zaia, who is president of the Veneto region. And it goes to Chile. Commissioner Cristobal Molina, curators Pedro Alonso, Hugo Palmarola, and Gonzalo Puga. The motivation will be read by the president of the jury.
Thank you very much. It's not the first time Chile is on the podium. Yeah. The jury recognizes Chile with the Silver Lion for revealing a critical chapter of the history of global circulation of modernity. Focusing on one essential element of modern architecture, a prefabricated concrete wall, it critically highlights the role of elements of architecture in different ideological and political contexts.
Thank you. Do you like the lion? Take a photo. Another side.
As a commissioner of this pavilion and in name of the National Council of Culture and the Arts of Chile, I am very happy to this award to our country. We are very happy for this invitation to be here at the Biennale and our response to observing modernity. I would like to evaluate the research of Pedro Alonso, the curator, and the other curator, Hugo Palmarola, for this extremely great effort, and also Gonzalo Puga for the exhibition design. We're a big team, but we're very happy to be here and this recognition.
I just like to thank the Biennial for being such an event, and Rem Koolhaas for organizing a program that gives us the opportunity to think it through during the last 6 months and how to put it together at the Biennial. I'd like to thank Hugo, co-curator, Gonzalo Puga, Cristobal Molina, and all the team, including Gianfranco Foschino and Martin Bravo, and Pamela Prado and Martin Alonso as well, Jose Hernandez, Felipe Aravena, and all the crew, especially the Italian crew that put it together in here, Luigi Doro among them. Thank you so much.
Finally, Golden Lion for the best national participation to the exhibition will be presented by our Minister for Culture and Tourism, Dario Franceschini, whom I invite to the floor. And it goes to Korea. It's written that I invite the curatorial team.
I have a reason for
the curatorial team. I told it was a choral research exhibition. Okay, are we? Okay. May I read the motivation that I was handed over by the jury? The jury wishes to recognize Korea with the Golden Lion for the extraordinary achievement of presenting a new and rich body of knowledge of architecture and urbanism in a highly charged political situation. Using diverse modes of representation that encourage interaction, it is research in action which expands the spatial and architectural narrative into a geopolitical reality.
so much. Should make a speech now. Yes. Thank you, Paolo Baratta. Yes, I was told to bring out the curatorial team here, but it's actually become more than, I don't know what to call it, but it's really involved process and a group of mixed roles, so I had to actually bring out everyone. When Remco has, thank you for, thankfully imposed on us, as usual, monumental challenge, which is looking back 100 years. Of course we got that, it's to move forward, but I think it was especially timely for region that has been only moving forward, kind of relentlessly, not looking back much, and no reflection. I think it was a very timely sort of task which is urgently required. So we were very happy to take that position, and actually we take sort of this opportunity as to create a new reality. And it didn't really quite happen as we planned, but I really hope our work together with these incredible collaborators, it's a small positive demonstration of how interesting it could be when the two Korea can gather and talk about architecture, make an attempt to understand each other. Something very plain with just two flags together and not so much drama, maybe even just boring, plain, but nice exhibition about architecture. Someday come back, maybe we wouldn't call it this Dadaist poem called Cross Eye View, but just simply have a name Bird Eye View, and looking back maybe we get scolded how ignorant we were, and how can you get this accomplishment, the recognition with such a mysteries and ignorances and voids we created. But I will be very happy to have that opportunity. I'd like to also have Hyung Min, who has been a really important role, just to have a quick remark.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I am Hyung Min Pei, and I was curator together with An Chang-mo, Lee Ji-hue, and of course Min Seok as our commissioner. And I would like to thank the Biennale, and particularly to Rem for this opportunity. I have participated in several Venice Biennales and other such exhibitions, but this opportunity gave me a new kind of hope and energy for the genre of the exhibition and the Biennale exhibition. While I was working on the exhibition, I suddenly realized that I am myself a historian and critic, and I suddenly realized that at this moment it was an impossibility to actually write about North and South Korean architecture at the same time. Nobody could do it. But this Biennale agenda, the format of the exhibition, allowed us to venture into this dangerous experiment of bringing these two together. And then as I was editing the catalog, the exhibition became a text. And then the text seeped into the exhibition. And then the exhibition creates a discourse. And I think that is what the Biennale is supposed to do. It's supposed to create new things and ideas. And it was just a wonderful experience to be part of this. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
It's a sign of perfection, the fact that the midday bell is telling us that the ceremony is over. That's all. Thanks, everybody.